Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. I hope you're having a Merry Christmas. And if you happen to have a little time off for the holidays, you're on Christmas break maybe, you may be sitting around thinking, what should I do with all of this free time? I know, I need to balance my tone arm. I know you're thinking that, right? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. If you have a record player like this, once you kind of get into that mid-grade and above, you're going to need to get used to balancing your tone arm. It's kind of an integral part of having a record player. But don't be afraid, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right after this.
Welcome to Record-ology.
Okay guys, this is super easy and fun, but it's a very important thing to do. So if you've got a record player similar to this, you'll notice that it's going to have a counterbalance and it's going to have a few adjustments, including this right here. This is an anti-skate. We're going to talk about that. Regardless of whether or not yours looks a little bit different than this, it'll still have the same principle in terms of how to balance it. So why do you want to do this? So this weight right here is designed to counterbalance the weight of the tone arm and of the head shell and cartridge on there. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that this is set properly so that the stylus is not pushing down too hard on a record. That's called down force or tracking force. So you've heard people talk about tracking force as far as number of grams. These record players allow you to set the exact amount of grams or down pressure tracking force that's being applied, which is really handy because you want to track as light as possible while still tracking heavy enough to get all of the music out of those grooves and without it skipping. If it's set too light, it'll skip. If it's set too heavy, it'll wear your records out faster than you would like them to. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is find the neutral point, the float point of the tone arm. So we're going to set it so that the back completely equals the front. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you take the counterweight that came with your turntable and screw it on the back like here. And it may screw on a little bit differently, but the basic premise exists. You want to screw that on so that it is attached. And now what we want to do is we want to set this, screwing it forward and back to find the point at which it is completely floating. Okay, so there we go. So it's not going up, it's not going down. The tone arm weight and the cartridge weight completely equals the counterbalance weight right now. So it is completely zeroed out. You want to make sure your stylus protector is off. I've made that mistake before. So make sure that you're completely zeroed out. Okay, now that you're completely balanced, you're going to want to take the front of this and make sure that you rotate it so that that zero is at the top. Do you see how that's at the top? So if it's off and it's set to something else, you want to make sure that it is zeroed out. Now make sure you're not turning the whole weight at this point. We're just turning the plastic front. That's the indicator. So that's what's going to tell us that it's calibrated. So now we know it's calibrated to 0. Now that it's calibrated to 0, you turn the whole thing, the metal and the plastic piece on the front, until you get it to the desired tracking force. So it's rotating forward. You can set it to 1.5. That's about as light as I would go. 2, 2.5, and up. Usually these go to about 4. My preferred tracking force is 2.5 right there. And once you've got that set, you need to set the anti-skate. So here's your anti-skate knob right here. The anti-skate is the force that keeps your tone arm from tending to pull towards the center like this. So if you don't want it, wearing out that inner groove because it has a tendency to pull to the middle, you're going to want to make sure that your anti-skate is set if you have one. And as you can see here, I'm already set to 2.5 because you want your anti-skate to match the same value that's on your counterweight. So remember that. Counterweight, 2.5, anti-skate, 2.5. And then you are completely set up. All right, guys. I hope that was fun for you, as much fun as it was for me. I think it's just fun. It's part of the tactile interaction with your record player, setting it up, balancing the tone arm, setting the anti-skate and all that stuff. So I hope you guys thought that was interesting. Now, as we're getting closer to Christmas here, we're less than a week out if you're watching this in December. If not, it's more than a week out. But anyway, we're going to be going live here in a couple of days. Before Christmas, we're going to be going live. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss the alert from when I go live. And we're going to have some giveaways. We're going to do some cool stuff. I'm going to have some surprises in there for you, and you're not going to want to miss it. So thank you guys for watching. As always, Merry Christmas. Happy record hunting. See you next time.
Thank you for watching Record-ology. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single thing.
I am the Edison phonograph. The more you become acquainted with me, the better you will like me. Ask the dealer.